Welcome back to DONSLIFE. Welcome to the channel. Today Mrs. DONSLIFE and I are doing chores. So really nothing that exciting, but we have a spot up at the lake a couple hours away, and summer is coming to an end pretty soon here in Canada, and we're going on a pretty significant trip for a few weeks, and we're gonna have to winterize everything and basically shut it down now. So we're just gonna bring you along for the ride. Again, nothing too exciting, kind of sad if anything, and we'll probably talk about it a little bit as we go through these chores, because owning these toys or having these things isn't always what it's cracked up to be. Let's go. Now if we're going to winterize, we're going to need supplies to do so. So I do have some RV plumbing antifreeze here. It's not quite full, it's probably only that full, so I'll pick up some more of that right away. I do have my slide out rubber seal conditioner for the slides, so we'll make sure we bring that. Otherwise, I do think I have everything else I need here in the garage. So let's just run to the store quick, get some more RV plumbing antifreeze, and since my car is closer to the store compared to the AT4, we'll take the car. Just a quick detour. I mentioned that we are going on a pretty long trip. It's actually going to be 3 weeks, and I'm going to be renting cars abroad, so I need to get my international driver's permit. Half the time they don't ask for it, I hear, but I'd rather have it than not have it. So let me go get my picture taken, and then we'll pick up those supplies.
Please scan your first item. Please remove your bag and take your receipt.
Done this before. Well, Mrs. DONSLIFE didn't leave me a lot of room. That way I don't forget it. Need to bring this stuff too. We're going to spend some time up at the lake. And no, I'm not taking the C8. We are taking all this stuff and more in the AT4. Now let's load up our gear. I'm not even gonna bother washing the truck because if you lived in the prairies, you know that insects and dirt are par for the course, and she's gonna get a whole lot dirtier.
Hey, you need blue Weddy charger?
Yep. Well, my best friend, we are well on our way.
Nope.
We need the light to get on you there.
This is not well on our way. This is getting stuck in a lineup for gas.
Yeah, the Costco line for gas.
Yeah.
But this is normal for every weekend.
This every weekend. This is on a Tuesday. It's like this. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know if anybody else goes.
They got the best deals.
Yeah, I don't think anybody goes anywhere else. This is the only gas station in all of Saskatoon.
Oh, it's moving, everybody. We're almost there. I'm gonna move one spot up. It's kind of what we have to do every time we're gonna head to the lake. It's 2 hours there, so this is the most economical, is get our premium fuel here. So speaking of the lake, this trip is nice because we get to do it, but
it's like, end of summer.
Yeah, how many times have you had the boat in the water?
One time.
One
time for 3 hours.
And that's not because we didn't want to, that's because of the forest fires.
Forest fires, the water has been cold, no sun reaching the water.
Yeah, it's been difficult. And now we have to winterize the trailer, and then we're probably going to bring it home next spring and try to sell it.
I think so.
Why were you huffing and puffing over there?
I didn't know I was huffing and puffing.
It was like a heavy breather.
I'm just huffing and puffing, I guess.
Welcome to our humble abode. This is it. Paradise in Saskatchewan. Turn the water on. Turn the hot water tank on. Great, thank you. You're stealing.
Oh, that's good.
Well, good morning. It is the next day, and we are going to hook up to the boat for the last time of the season. We've only used it once prior to this weekend, and that's really sad. And a lot of it has to do with the same reasons we haven't used the trailer. Where everything's placed right now, they've had a lot of forest fires, and this area was actually shut down and temporarily evacuated. So it has not been a good year for camping and boating. I talked to friends and neighbors about their boat usage and their campers, and they're at an all-time low as well. So it's just been an overall rough year. But that's not the main problem. The main problem is we have kids. Well, they're not actually kids, they're adults now. And really since probably 2018, 2019, they've all started to get busy with life. They do what a lot of people in that age range do, and they just want to live their lives. So friends, summer jobs, maybe attend university, all three in those cases really made it so our camper, which sleeps 9 or 10, we have trouble filling it with 3. Our youngest travels with us the most often because she has the best availability, but even her, she's not going to be able to keep that up much longer. So having toys like this, having a place to put them, and even just using them is becoming tougher and tougher and quite expensive. So having toys like this were really good when the kids were younger, but if we don't get out here frequently enough, then what's the point of having that expense? And the boat has a similar disposition. We used it a ton for the first 10 years, but for the last 3 to 5, not so much. Now this area and where we live is known for a lot of sunshine. Unfortunately, it bleaches everything. Everything's faded and dull, but there's not much you can do unless you can store everything inside. which isn't gonna happen. But today is gonna be a good day. We are going to get the boat in the water, so let's hook it up and get out there while it's nice. Tell you, these snaps after a while, they sure wear out. You'll have issues like this, or they break altogether. That can all be fixed, but it's just part of the hassle of owning things like this. And they get dirty just sitting here. They're under so much stress and then they dry out. Oh, and you get spiders. Lots of spiders around here. Spiders, man. Now you just have to get microfiber cloth and wipe off all the spider webs, because Mrs. Dawn's life, she doesn't like that. So more maintenance. Microfiber works very, very well at picking up cobwebs. There, that should be pretty good. Now, just a best practice I do, so I just take some tape and I put the boat plug with the keys so I know if I put the plug in or not, because if you use the boat quite a bit, which we haven't, it's very easy to forget critical things like this. So we'll take care of it now. Man, the mosquitoes out here, they're terrible. I like to put my key in and just make sure everything's working before we get to the boat launch. Turn the power on here, because I don't want to have an issue where I've launched the boat and I can't start it. Blower's working. Fired up. That's all I need to know. That's the side that faces the sun. Slowly. Well, we are done on the water, the last boating trip of the season. Now we're going to winterize the trailer. So first things first, we need to bypass the hot water tank. Really easy to do. I had to replace one of the valves because it ended up leaking on us. So we're gonna shut off water to the tank, shut off water leaving the tank, and then we're gonna open this valve so the water just goes through like that. And that way we're not putting any antifreeze into the hot water tank. Just gonna make sure there's no pressure in the tank. I ran all the hot water already, but it's probably still pretty warm in there. Now these are really sharp here, so be very careful, but we gotta take out our anode rod. I just don't want to cut myself, that's why I'm doing it carefully. And I'm gonna stand back, just so I don't get that on my legs. We'll let it do its thing here. It's a little bit warm. My wife lied. There. We replace these every 2-3 years. This one's not that bad. Must be new. That'll trickle for quite a while. Now we just got to flush the system with RV antifreeze. So we need access to everywhere water will come out. Start with that one probably. This will be a little harder to see just because of the lighting. But the idea is you use your onboard pump to suck up the RV antifreeze, and it is going to push it through the entire system, and we'll just open all the taps in various stages until the fluid coming out is this kind of pink. But to do this, we need to turn off the fresh water, which we're using a feed on the outside, which I'll show you in a second. But then we got to open the bypass here. So now this will allow the pump to work and pull fluid from this hose and not pull it from the tank, which is empty right now because we're hooked up to essentially city water. Just unhook this so it's not in our way. Man, the spiders do not waste time out here. I already shut this off earlier because we'll be putting this away as part of the winterizing. I like to have a bungee cord here to keep pressure off of this, because if you saw the way that that's attached on the inside, you'd wonder why it hadn't snapped yet. I think this helps keep a nice balance to avoid that pressure and maybe snapping it from the weight going down. Put that in there. Now we just got to turn the pump on. Now we'll go outside and run the fluid through. So we're going to run the hot first till it gets nice and pink. This could take a little while. It's starting to turn pink now. I'll come back to it, but I'm going to run the cold now. And the cold already has some pink to it. It's hard to see the color. That's already looking pink. There's the cold. Is it more than half?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go cold. Still more than half? Now, not everyone's going to winterize the exact same way, but for the last 15 to 20 years since I've been winterizing my own trailers, I like to drain the low point drains now, and then I like to blow the system out with some compressed air. I'd rather it not be under pressure with the antifreeze in it when it gets to -40. I'd rather there be antifreeze that was in it in every nook and cranny, but then no pressure, so then that way if we have a colder freeze, it's unlikely that we're going to crack any seals or have any water locked somewhere that is going to expand and cause a problem. And I just leave all the taps open. So the last step is to bring the battery home with us. Now I did tell you I wasn't going to wash the truck because it was just going to get a lot dirtier. You can see all the bugs on the windshield. And then of course we have this out here. Isn't that lovely? Welcome to Saskatchewan. Well, that's it. It's kind of bittersweet like we said already. The boat's put away. I just did the oil change on that thing maybe a month, 5 weeks ago. So it's pretty much ready for the next season already. Almost has a full tank of gas as well. Kind of bittersweet, which we mentioned earlier in the video. Now the trailer, we're pretty sure we're gonna sell it this coming spring because we just really don't get the use out of it. And we have to pay to have it at that lot. And it just doesn't make financial sense for the amount that we use it. but it's nobody's fault. We got a ton of use out of it for the first probably 10 years of its life. It's a 2013, here we are in 2025. So it served us well. So I think it was worth it in the long run, but it's just not worth holding on to anymore. So things change for a reason. In this case, our kids grew up, but clearly not all the kids, because I still like to play with these toys here. So the cars and trucks aren't going anywhere. So I did warn you that this video was not going to be all that entertaining. It was more of a behind the scenes look at just what we're up to when I'm not really filming install videos on the vehicles. Now at the beginning, I did say that Mrs. DONSLIFE and I are headed off for a trip. We are headed over the pond, over to Europe to spend 3 weeks. So we'll vlog some of it. If you watch this video, maybe comment down below on some things you might want to see. Now if you did like this video, hit that like button. Please consider subscribing, and we'll talk to you next time.